All right. Racists are furious about black women in cosplay. You know, this is a sensitive topic that I can say, as somebody who's been an anime fan for a very long time, I can see how this is a reality. I did hear about a girl recently, sadly, exiting the world due to some racist comments that led her to make that decision because she was a cosplay uh, Instagram influencer, if you will. So let me see what he has to say about this topic because it's definitely something that I've heard about recently, and I think it's insanely, insanely sad. But let's see.
I'm just saying the character is not black.
People just assume that every character must be white, and those people are weird. Especially the ones that take that mindset and then apply it to cosplayers.
People run to the comments to say that he's anything but black because they love the character. They love the black culture around him.
Okay, look, I'm keeping it a band right now. How can you look at this character and say that this is not a black character? I can give you everything else with anime. Having been an anime fan since I was, 14 years old, once I realized what anime was. How can you say this character is not a black character? For fuck's sake, the guy has dreads. If that's not a dead giveaway, let's go into more detail. Have you watched the show, Gachi Yakuta? Have you seen Jabber Wonger? His whole mannerisms, how he speaks? It's very, very, very telling who and what he is based off of that alone. But then you see the dreads. Anyone who looks at this character and just says, oh, but he's light-skinned. He's probably a light-skinned Asian or light-skinned Japanese. Bro, this is a black man. You do realize, you imbeciles out there, that black people come in many different shades and colors, correct? So while there's somebody who can be insanely dark, and you would obviously be like, yeah, that's a black person. On the other side of that spectrum, you can have somebody who's insanely, insanely fair-skinned. Insanely fair-skinned. That doesn't change the fact that they are black. So yes, Jabber Wonger is in fact a black anime character. All right? I know many of you are surprised, but it's the truth.
But they hate the idea that he might actually be a black man.
White people are trying to colonize anime now because of course they are.
Now, if you're just like, hey, I found
What else is new? This is a regular, man, let me not get into it. Come on.
this thing called anime. It's like Japanese animation cartoon of sorts. It's really cool. Their art is really good. The way they depict fight scenes is really good. I think it's really interesting. That's fine. You can like anime. But then white people just like colonize that shit. And then it's just like Vinny Hacker watches anime, so I start watching anime so that he would like me.
Which has even extended to cosplay.
I have seen the opposite a lot, where people just assume that every character must be white.
Okay.
And
Now, granted, even with that being said, so I plan on going to Comic-Con this year. Next year, 2026, right? And I've never done cosplay. But me being me, there's no characters that really speak to me. I'm a fan of all these characters. Ichigo Kurosaki, Naruto Uzumaki, the list goes on. But I've always resonated with those black characters. I have a video on this same YouTube where I'm talking about my 11 favorite black anime characters ever. So even me, I'm looking at it like I'm gonna go with somebody that I really feel like I resonate with. And in my case, I was gonna go as Dutch. You feel me? From Black Lagoon. I'm already a bald black dude. It fits perfectly. I'll get the fit together and that shit will be fly. I promise you, it's gonna be fire. But that's me. But with that token, if I wanted to go as a character who's traditionally fair-skinned, white-skinned, can be white passing, if you will, I still hold that right. Cosplay isn't designated to a certain skin color. You can do cosplay of any character and be whoever you are and still be able to appreciate that character. If you think otherwise, then you're either insanely small-minded or you're just fucking dumb. It's one of the two, really.
those people are weird. Especially the ones that take that mindset and then apply it to cosplayers. Like, they have no problem with a white person cosplaying Naruto, and as far as they're concerned, it's a perfect match, but then a black person cosplays Naruto, and all of a sudden they have a problem with it. Those people are the weirdos.
With white people trying to ridicule black people for even participating in cosplay, hating on them every chance they get, and accusing them of trying to make Japanese anime characters black.
I'm just saying the character is not black. Right. The characters that we cosplay might not be black, but you know they're not white either. I mean, he is a Saiyan, but he isn't that kind of monkey. Broly is not black. Why are you doing this? What's your problem? What? I'm just being candid.
They'll be smartasses and use certain terms, like obviously Dragon Ball Z, we all know the running joke, Frieza's constantly saying Saiyans are monkeys, you know, in reference to Goku, etc., etc. Cool, I get it, ha ha ha, funny. But we know what you're doing. You're hiding your racism, which you're playing off as a joke, but can have real life consequences on real life people. You're playing it off as a joke, but you're hiding it behind the fact that, well, Frieza said it. You know, I'm just saying what Frieza said, but you're talking about a black person and you know the connotation between a black person and the word monkey. You know what you're doing, but you want to play dumb. It's pretty pathetic more than anything, but whatever.
Be accurate. It's not that serious. You know, it is that serious because what you're doing looks like racism.
And you see their ignorance as clear as day with tweets like this. Not sure why everything needs to be this character, but make it black. Seems like an odd choice if you love the original.
This is the most idiotic take I've seen thus far. How are you saying that we're making this? It's a situation of, hey, it's this character, but let's make it black. How are you saying that about a legit cosplay girl? A girl who does this on a regular basis, as you can see from the photo right there. I might be in the way. Let me move this. You can see right here. She does this on a regular basis. And honestly, I ain't even seen the whole pictures, but she looks like she's killing shit. She's doing pretty good, actually. You know, she's knocking these out the park. But how is she making them black by being a black girl herself? She can't change the color of her skin just to participate in cosplay, can she? Last time I checked, I can't just, you know, when I'm driving in my car and the police, whoop, whoop, turn on they fucking sirens and all of a sudden I can't just change, I can't metamorph into a white man all of a sudden. You feel me? Nah, I can't change my skin tone. She can't change her skin tone, but she still wants to participate in cosplay. So you're basically saying you can only do cosplay with characters who are also black. You can't cosplay a character who is white or Asian or Latino, whatever the case may be. That's fucking stupid. I swear, the average IQ these days is down to fucking shitter. And tweets like this is the ammo that proves that that's the realest statement ever. I swear, it's fucking stupid.
No characters. This is just a normal black woman cosplaying, by the way, which then leads to black people speaking out about that colonizing mentality.
When a Japanese creator wants to put black characters in her story and she creates a black man who's on the lighter side, people run to the comments to say that he's anything but black because they love the character, they love the black culture around him, but they hate the idea that he might actually be a black man.
And that's the oldest statement. That's the oldest reality that we have as a culture. They love it's the same quote. They love our rhythm, but not our blues. It's the same thing. You want the culture. You love the hairstyles. You love the food. You love the music. You love everything about black culture except the people of that culture, the people who created said culture, the people themselves. That's a very, very weird standpoint to have. You know, it's the same people who these days I've seen so many clips of white people going out of their way to be just very racist and bigoted towards Latinos and Hispanics. They'll see somebody who may be maybe they're from El Salvador or they're Mexican or they're whatever the case may be. And this white person is talking all this shit. Mind you, they probably just had some Mexican restaurant food not too long ago. They probably just had some tacos, some enchiladas, all of that. They probably just indulged in all of that, but yet they want to talk shit about the people. You cannot participate in the culture and consume our culture, whether it's, I'm also Hispanic, so Latino, for the people who don't know. So it's like, you can't take our culture, love everything about our culture, whether it's black culture, Hispanic culture, and then, you know, participating in it and all, and then go and talk shit about the people who created said culture that you're participating in. It's an oxymoron. It's a contradiction. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. You're stupid. That's the only way I can explain it. You're fucking dumb. If you don't like something or you don't like a people, you shouldn't like anything about that people. If you're so racist and so bigoted, you shouldn't like anything about them. Everything about them should disgust you. But no, you cherry pick. You pick and choose what you want to accept and what you don't. How do you accept the traits of a people, but you don't accept the people themselves? You're dumb. I'm sorry. Sorry to break it to you, but that's the truth.
When Miles Morales puts on the mask, he's not Spider-Man, he's Miles Morales. Because Spider-Man can be any other race, any other gender, any other species, but he can't be a black person. When a Japanese person creates a manga to highlight the struggle of mixed race people in Japan and it follows a black mixed race girl, met with none but racism and controversy.
She is black. She didn't make it black. You sound dumb. But racism and negativity like that is what led to a black girl really into cosplay on social media, self-deleting.
Ashley, who went by the username Squid Kid.
Bro, she's so pretty. Like, look at this girl, bro. She was so beautiful. And and she was, driven to the point where she wanted to self-delete because of racist comments that people felt the need to make under her cosplay photos and reels and everything else. It's like it's sad. Y'all niggas got nothing better to do but to be under a 20-year-old girl's comments talking wild shit about something she cannot change. We can't change the color of our skin, motherfuckers. We can't. And I wouldn't. I never would. I really wouldn't. I swear to God. I love me through and through. Everything about me. I'm blessed. But it's like, if I wanted to cosplay as a white character, I can't change the color of my skin. Neither can she. But she obviously loves anime. She loves the medium. As she should. If that's what she's into, she should be able to embrace it 1,000%. But to some people, they're so miserable and just like, go touch grass, bro. Go get some pussy. Like, do something with your life that's actually, like you niggas don't do nothing with your lives but comment on the people's photos talking wild shit. I bet y'all wild pussy in real life. I swear to God.
1111. She was a cosplayer that cosplayed anime characters. Her cosplays are amazing. If we scroll through her page, you guys cannot tell me these aren't good cosplays. But wait, some people will say they aren't good because she's black. Unfortunately, racism is still very much a thing in today's world. Ashley's family made a post announcing the passing of Ashley. Peace, they revealed in a recent story post that she received many disgusting racist comments. All these comments built up dark thoughts within Ashley, and she decided to exit the world. Fans should be able to cosplay any character that they like, and they shouldn't have to worry about receiving racist comments.
The fact that we lost another angel to racism in this community is absolutely unacceptable. This should not be happening ever. The fact that people say, oh, the racism isn't that serious in this community and in the world. Yes, it is.
Which is just sad in and of itself. But I honestly didn't know how delusional these people were until I responded to Afro Rose tweet. And I said something really simple that I thought everybody just knew were facts. The funniest thing is most anime characters are Japanese, but nobody has a problem.
That's the craziest part, and he's so on point with that. Y'all do realize, I understand these are fair-skinned characters. They look white. I get it. The design is very European-centric. I understand that. I've noticed it as well. Okay? But you do realize these characters are not actually white. They have Japanese names. They go to Japanese schools. They eat Japanese food. It's very, very, very much so suggested, right, that these are Japanese characters. They are not white characters. But because they're of a fairer skin tone, and white people tend to colonize anything and everything, you guys have found anime and now have said that these are white characters. They are not. You are misinformed. All right? So technically, if you're cosplaying as Naruto or Ichigo or insert anime character here, you shouldn't be doing any of that because you're not Japanese with your logic. But I digress.
With white people making them white. And as you can see, that led to a whole bunch of discussion, arguments, and of course racism just spiraling out. With again, white people really exposing that colonizer mentality and how they see the world, with everything just being default white and made for them.
And a part that makes me genuinely mad, like genuinely makes me want to tweak out when I hear people talk about what happened to this young lady, is that I'm hearing people say, oh, because this is something that's been wrong with the community for a while now. No, say what it is. This is the culture built around a lot of these online spaces, and people find it perfectly acceptable until a situation like this happens where a young girl loses her life.
But I'm Jew. Welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to sub. Now, let's get into it.
Hello, monkey. Oh, wait.
Okay.
Frieza's voice.
Frieza's voice.
Are you being racist? Can't be racist if Frieza said it. Okay. I guess Frieza did say that, didn't he? I mean, he is a Saiyan, but he isn't that kind of monkey. Broly is not black. All right, now I gotta respond. Like,
it's just this level of idiocracy is astounding. It really is. Like, are y'all this dense naturally? Or were you dropped on your head as an infant? What happened to you to where you are this stupid and you think you're justified in being this stupid? It's rather entertaining, honestly. Like, yeah, it's sad. It's very sad. It's pathetic, but it's rather entertaining. It's like, wow, cool. Copy.
why are you doing this? What's your problem? What? I'm just being cannily accurate. It's not that serious. You know, it is that serious because what you're doing looks like racism, but you're trying to dress it up as being canonically accurate, as if somehow hiding behind the word canon makes it okay. I'm not being racist. I'm just saying the character is not black. Right.
Yeah. No shit, Sherlock. We know. Do you know that most of those characters you're cosplaying are not white? I mean, I get it. They look white. But if you were actually fans of the medium, you would already know this information and we wouldn't have to explain it to you as if you were 2-year-old toddlers. But anyway.
The cosplay might not be black, but you know they're not white either. They're not Hispanic, and sometimes they're not even Japanese or even Asian. And sometimes they're legit aliens. See, the issue is we disproportionately see you trying to enforce this whole being canonically accurate rule under black cosplayers post. And that's a problem. Bro, it's just jokes. I'm having fun online. Relax. And that's the difference. Your version of fun has the ability to damage someone else's mental health. Black cosplayers are just trying to have fun online too. But your fun comes at someone else's expense. And you don't know what somebody is dealing with offline. They could be battling anxiety, depression, or just real life struggles. And you can sit up here and say, oh, it's just one comment, but psychology.
Aside from that, and everything he's saying is spot on. Facts. But aside from that, yeah, you don't know what somebody may be going through. They may be dealing with just super deep depression, dealing with anxiety, dealing with real life struggles and real life issues. And they might not be the most mentally fortified person in the world. You know, they may be susceptible to the comments and ignorant shit that's being said to them online and on social media. Not everybody is as mentally strong and tough as someone like myself. I'd like to think I'm mentally strong. Not everybody can say that. You understand? So let's say this girl is dealing with a deep depression. She's going through it. We don't know what her personal life is like. Maybe this cosplaying thing is her way of expressing herself, her way of finding some source of validation and acceptance within herself. She loves anime. She loves everything about these characters. She wants to play these characters. She wants to cosplay these characters. And that's her glimmer of light and maybe a life of struggle and just darkness and times of hardship. We don't know the full scenario, but what we do know is obviously she had a love for cosplaying, and you fuckers took that from her and took her from this world as a result. I don't get why misery loves company, but it's pretty obvious. Y'all are miserable. Y'all are miserable. Y'all drove a 20-year-old girl to death. That's insane. And they won't bat an eye. They'll think nothing is wrong with that. That's the funniest and craziest part.
It literally shows us that one negative comment outweighs 5 to 10 positive ones. And when you add likes, shares, and retweets to that, you're amplifying it, you're normalizing it, and you're literally opening the door for people with negative intentions to come in and pile on top of that comment.
Like I said in another video, I've been watching anime for a long time. Like before.
And let me break this down to y'all. I know I'm talking a lot. I'm going to let the guy talk. What's his name? Jew Almighty. Shout out to you. I'm going to let you chop. But I'm just trying to, you know what I mean? I've been an anime fan for so long, even before I knew what anime actually was. When I was a kid watching Pokemon and Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh, just completely unaware that those were actual anime, but, you know, made for younger kids. It wasn't until I was 14, 15 where I got into Dragon Ball Z, Super, GT, which now is Super, etc. But I was like 14. I was a teenager. But it completely changed my life. And it was a time where being an anime fan wasn't cool. It wasn't cool. It wasn't widely accepted. You were deemed lame, corny, a nerd, etc., etc. I never gave a fuck. I was a diehard anime fan unapologetically for the longest. Ask anyone who knows about me. They'll tell you the same. That's just the reality of it. But I can't sit here and tell you there wasn't a time where that wasn't the case. Now it's no longer niche. It's mainstream now, but that wasn't always the case. Okay? So for a lot of us OG anime fans who was riding with the medium before it was cool to do so, I salute you. You feel me? You my people. But I think we can all agree, especially as Black people in the Black community, because we love anime. We always have loved anime, but there wasn't a lot of representation in anime, and I think we all can agree that we've noticed that. You know, I remember my first Black character I think I saw was in Bleach, Kaname Tosen. That was the first time I saw a fly Black anime character who had the braids and everything. I'm like, yo, this dude is fly. What the hell? This is hard. That's how rare it was, you know? So it's like, we have so little already to work with. Why do you feel the need to limit us to characters who are only Black? I feel like we should be able to cosplay as anybody we want. And I'm not even a cosplay person myself, but I'll support the people who do that. Let them do what the fuck they want to do. What does it bother you? How does it bother you? How does it change any aspect of your life? Does it pay your bills? Does it put food in your stomach? No, but you feel the need to talk down on it. Interesting.
Toonami Dragon Ball Z days. I love anime. I always have, and my kids love anime. And one thing I've always known about anime, which I thought was common sense, is it's Japanese anime, which means that all, if not most of these characters are Asians, robots, or aliens. So to see white people try to claim dominance and superiority or ownership of anime, like they're the only ones that can cosplay or support it properly, it's super weird to me, but it gets even deeper because they actually think that these characters are white, and anybody dressing up as them or liking them is trying to change their race somehow. Which, going back to my tweet, the funniest thing is most of these characters are Japanese, as in Japanese animation, but nobody has a problem with white people making them white. And one response that really highlighted the thought.
Let's talk about the deeper root of the issue. It's not that they have no problem with whitewashing anime. It's that they whitewash everything. They whitewash everything. They did it with Jesus, for fuck's sake. Everything was whitewashed and is whitewashed. You have to actually go and do history. Shit, what was that movie? I remember it being a whole uproar. I forgot how old I was, but this movie with Gerard Butler, I think Gods of Egypt, something of the sort, something like that. And I remember people were going crazy because it's like, how are you going to have a film set in Egypt about Egyptians and they're all white? I love Gerard Butler. He's one of my favorite actors, but that is a white man. If you're going to be accurate, historically accurate to Egypt, you would know that these are not white people walking this land. But like I said, they whitewash everything and anything. So I'm not surprised that they've come over to the anime side of the world and decided to implement the same tactics that they've done on a global level. So yeah, it's not surprising.
Process behind white people trying to colonize anime is this. That's because white people often don't acknowledge those characters are Asian people.
Naruto Uzumaki is probably just Japanese, right? He's probably just, or whatever in his world the equivalent to Japanese is. Uzumaki Naruto, not a very white-sounding name, right? And the series is very heavily Japanese.
They presume they're white, though it isn't considered an anime. Someone on this app once told me that Aang from Avatar The Last Airbender was white, which is still crazy. Look at this character. Tell me.
What type of low IQ argument is that? You think Aang, listen to the name, Aang, okay? From Avatar, The Last Airbender, you think that is a white boy?
What?
What
the fuck?
Are we on the same planet? Bro, are you that disconnected from reality? That is an Asian kid. I think that should be known. You don't see the Eastern influence in this show. You don't see you don't see it. I fucking love Avatar The Last Airbender. That's my shit. I grew up on that. Y'all are that dumb? Are you that dense? Crazy. All right.
That's a white person. I then found out that many of them think so. Crazy as fuck. That tweet blew my mind, believe it or not. I thought we all knew that these were Asian people.
Why in Japanese anime do none of the characters look Japanese?
Real reason is because anime is a Japanese medium, so every anime character is presumed Japanese or supposed to be presumed Japanese unless directly stated otherwise, which is why they speak Japanese.
It's the same thing with Solo Leveling. I love Solo Leveling, by the way. I'm waiting for season 3. Yeah, guys got to hurry up. Anyway, Solo Leveling, right, is a great depiction of the character being of Asian descent. I know it's different. I believe Solo Leveling is Korean, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not Japanese manga. It's Korean. But you can tell they have Asiatic aesthetics to their entire face structure. You can tell the difference between characters who are from America, who are from Germany, who are from Russia, who are from Korea, etc. Now, not all anime is going to do that, you know? So I think it's safe to say that if a anime or whatever, the medium is from a specific area, the people within that medium are from said area. I think it's safe to say that. If this is a Japanese anime, I think it's safe to say that the people within this anime are Japanese. It shouldn't be explained. It should be self-explanatory. But anyway.
Japanese names, they go to Japanese schools, they eat Japanese foods, they live in Japanese locations, etc.
Which I then responded to, Aang of all people, everybody in Avatar is anything but white. Again, look at these people. But that makes a lot of sense now. And then, of course, the racists came out mad and in full effect, and it literally turned into a war zone between these tweets and the comments, to the point that I had to mute these threads because my phone kept going off. Well, it sure as hell ain't black for the most part. But I digress. People should be able to just cosplay and have fun regardless of race, and honestly shouldn't be making it an issue. But even that tweet in and of itself is racist. Who said these characters were black? Nobody. It's just black people participating and dressing up as anime characters. Isn't this?
But that's the problem. We're not allowed to do so. Allegedly. Apparently. If it was up to them, we wouldn't. But fuck what they say. Do it regardless.
Considered cultural appropriation no matter the race. No, it's not considered cultural appropriation because these are cartoons that people dress up as to go to Comic-Con. And then again, you see the colonizer mentality. That's just not true, as most anime characters are drawn to be white, light-skinned, big blue eyes, very European-based.
Sailor Moon describes herself as a typical Japanese girl. Her parents, Ikuko and Kenji, are obviously Japanese. She's Japanese. Her hair color is non-diegetic, which means it's not literally that color. It's that color because of the art style and creative choices.
But again, those are cartoons and it's an art style. They still...
I'm not crazy for my take. In a nutshell is what she just said. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Were born and raised in Japan. And the comments just bounced around. Seriously, cosplay isn't X-washing characters. Anyone can cosplay anything without needing to color their skin to be as accurate to the source. If that were the case with anime, we'd all have to change our faces to be cat-like. Facts. Yeah, this is a weird one. She's a cosplayer doing her thing. It's not like a producer changed the character. I don't know why they're mad. The jealousy of whites never ends. They just can't give credit where credit is due. This is the difference. If a white person kills something, we give props. And we should stop giving props and funnel that energy and support into our own communities and people that are doing these things. She's doing this for attention. Soon blacks are going to say they invented anime like they invented everything else because it's their culture.
Okay, and this is them being smartasses as per usual. Y'all get mad when black people just want credit. Y'all really get upset when black people just want their due credit. Like I just saw on Instagram the other day, most people will claim that white people made everything, but even something as simple as the street lights. You know the patent for traffic lights, you know, red, yellow, green. Yeah, I think, are we all on the same page? Yeah, that patent is owned by a African American. It was a black man who created that. Okay? But most people are completely unaware of this. But when we decide to highlight it, they get all butthurt and they're like, oh, they just want to take ownership over everything. They want to make everything black and do and this, that. Nigga, shut the fuck up. You mad because we actually have proof that we have contributed to the American society in a very large way? Fuck is you mad about? but it's the same root. It's the same root issue. You know what I mean? What can you do?
Just let her have this little win. The funny thing is, black people don't act like we created things that we did not create. When we talk about blues, rock and roll, jazz, R&B, rap, we created all.
I ain't even mentioned that. Hip hop, blues, R&B, jazz, rock music, which was basically hijacked and stolen by Elvis, but no one wants to have that conversation. So we can't have ownership of anything. Even what we did create was then stolen from us or was then used by somebody who was not black and got all the credit for it. And when we bring that to attention, we're in the wrong for doing so. Not the people who stole whatever it is that we created. They're never in the wrong. But we're wrong for bringing it up, that we were robbed. Okay, cool. Very funny dynamic there, but I digress.
All of those genres of music. When we talk about dress style, slang, dances, we created and popularized all of those things. But us as people, just like in gaming or anime, isn't us trying to take over. It's us enjoying our passions and being part of a culture that we appreciate.
Why do black people love anime so much?
I got you, bro. A lot of it starts with the fighting. Black Americans historically have been into fighting films, especially ones that contain karate, Muay Thai, all that good stuff. I think the same thing applies to anime. And not only that, being black in America comes with a lot of adversity. When we watch these characters deal with similar inner struggles that we do, of course we're going to attach to them.
Unlike white people, we don't.
I completely agree. I think that we resonate with these characters on a deeper level, irregardless of their skin tone or ethnicity or background, etc. We resonate with their stories. We resonate with their struggles, their trials and tribulations, their hardships, and how they overcame and overcome all of these hardships. Because that's life. That's everyday life for everybody at the end of the day, regardless of your gender, race, whatever the case may be. But I would like to think, and I think I'm validated in this statement, that black people have a significant uphill battle that they fight on an everyday basis. So when we find these characters, we tend to resonate with them on a deep level. I can say that for myself, and I believe many others would agree.
Have to own the space or exclude or ridicule other people for being a part of it. If anything, we're overly inclusive, way more than I think we should be, which is why I say we need to protect black spaces and black communities even more. And even if you're not in the anime or cosplay and you think it's weird, we still should be supporting black people doing stuff like this, because we know they get nothing 100%. But hate and racism in their comments from anyone and everywhere that does not like black people simply for the color of our skin. And that even extends to other black people, like this goofball attacking Ashley after she took her own life because she was bullied by online racism.
It's kind of a running joke. I think we all know that black anime girls are some of the biggest that have ever existed. So, I mean...
Can we all take a look at this guy? Is this the pot calling the kettle black? My boy, I can visibly see you are trying to assimilate to white culture. You want white acceptance to the fullest in your mannerisms, your vernacular, even your attire. All of it screams, I seek white validation. And you're calling the black cosplay characters, the black cosplay girls coons? When's the last time you looked in the mirror? I ask you that, especially because they always got the fucked up hairline. Why is that? Why is it every time a black person wants to coon and be a sellout and just fucking tap dance for the white man, they always tend to have this specific type of look, like they don't care for themselves. You know what I mean? Like I can't talk. I don't have hair. I'm bald under this fitted. But at the end of the day, when I had my locks down to the middle of my back, I was still attentive to making sure I had my retwists, making sure that my hairline was on point, all of that. Feel me? I had my tape up. I was Gucci. Feel me? For whatever reason, the dudes who decide to sell out and just be like, you know, the black conservatives of the world and just like start shitting on their own people, they always have this distinct look. It's quite the phenomenon. I think a lot of people peep game as well.
This person who worships them and ended up getting bullied by them so badly that she herself, I'm sorry, I just don't have any sympathy. I couldn't care less, honestly. I don't think any black person should have sympathy for when they get exactly what they deserve. Like, you want to be a part of their thing so badly, fine, who cares?
First the fuck off, my daughter just did her first cosplay for the Comic-Con that was here in DC, and we had a ball. She literally had the time of her life and couldn't stop talking about it for a week. And as she grows and gets more into anime, she really loves Demon Slayer right now. I'm going to be...
My daughter's only 5 years old right now, but she's slowly but surely becoming an anime fan. I'm noticing the signs. I'm seeing the shows that she's gravitating towards, the animations that she's gravitating towards. I'm gonna make an anime fan out of her. I promise you. And it's not me forcing it. It's happening naturally. Watch.
With her every step of the way, because I get to share something I really love with her, which I've loved since I was a kid, which is anime. When I tell you, my little elementary school brain exploded when I discovered anime. I'd never seen anything like it, and I can still remember sitting on the edge of my mom's bed, my eyes wide open, glued to her TV. It was the most incredible, detailed, fluid, vibrant, colorful animation I'd ever seen in my life. I was in complete awe. Black people should be allowed to do whatever they want to do. Support whatever sport you like, whatever form of entertainment you like. Just do you. Don't let the internet or anybody else dictate what you can be interested in, what's cool or not, and what's acceptable. And for us as a community, we should be trying to provide cover for black people being creative, expressive, and just doing things outside of the box. Because that's
guys, listen. This video is pretty much over, so I'm gonna just wrap it up here. But all in all, I think we can agree. Fuck what anyone has to say. Whatever you are passionate about, be passionate about it unapologetically, regardless of what anyone has to say. If someone doesn't like it, fuck them. Tell them go suck a dick. Who cares? You like anime? Watch anime. Be all about anime. Get all the merch, wear the t-shirts, talk about it, rave about it. I don't give a fuck. That's what you love. If tennis is that for you, go for it. If it's rugby, go for it. Whatever it is, you like playing chess, go for it. Whatever makes you happy, bro, do it unapologetically and don't give a fuck what anyone has to say. If you're a dude and you like anime, trust me, you can still get some cheeks while being an anime fan. I'm an example. All right. With that being said, whatever you decide you want to do it because you want to do it, not because you're seeking anyone else's validation, not because you're seeking anyone else's acceptance. If someone else doesn't like it or has something negative to say about it, who gives a fuck? All right. Do you live your life? We have one life to live. We're all gonna die one day. We all have an expiration date. And guess what? I don't know about you, but until the day my expiration date comes, until the day God decides to call me back, I'm gonna live my life the way that I want to live and the way that makes me the happiest. Let me add a little caveat that I'm not hurting anybody. Okay, I'm not doing any wrong. I'm not violating nobody. I know I'm doing a good thing for myself, not hurting nobody in the process. If you also can say that, do it unapologetically. Don't give a fuck what anyone has to say. All right. On that note, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Take care. Have a good one.